empowering minds, amplifying voices, and transforming lives. This is the Untold Stories of Hope podcast brought to you by the Destiny Connect Foundation. Your hosts, Zion Enogeu and Puffy Medupe.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you might be watching this podcast from. We want to say a big welcome and thank you for joining us on yet another episode of the Untold Stories of Hope podcast brought to you by Destiny Connect Foundation, a place where we are empowering minds, amplifying voices, and transforming lives with real life stories. Stories of people's experiences that have changed and shaped their life and helped them become a better person. And you know what we do? We do not allow stories to die. We bring stories to life just to encourage, to inspire, to impact, and to give hope to people through other people's stories. And today, promises to be an amazing section because we have someone great, someone who's making a wonderful impact in the world with us. And as you know it, my name is Zion Enogeu. I'm your host today, and I'm joining you all the way from Nigeria. It's a privilege to be your host and to be able to speak our guest speaker today. And talking about him, is a him. It's someone who is doing great work, and he's the founder of Davion Foundation, Uganda, who is on a journey to make a huge impact, to make a difference in the life of people. And this is somebody we admire so much. This is somebody who is very intentional about seeing that the African ecosystem, it's recognized, gets better from one person at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, with your hands jamming, with excitement in your heart, I want you to help us to make welcome Mr. Nicholas Wesonga. Mr. Nicholas, welcome to another episode, and it's so glad to have you here. How are you doing, sir? Oh, yeah, it seems you're muted.
Wow, sorry, Zion.
Yeah,
So
you're
thank you
good
so
to
much.
go.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Zion. It's a great opportunity. And a lot of thanks to Destiny Connection Foundation for this opportunity to make sure that we are able to inspire and empower the world. Thank you so much. This is Nicholas from Davion Care Foundation, and we are so delighted to see that every child deserves what they deserve.
Wow, amazing. We know that we are very passionate about early childhood, and we are passionate about the less privileged people. We are passionate about helping the younger people, bring awareness and teaching people, allowing them to learn, preparing them for the future. When we look at you, we see so much and so much good things you are doing. But what really inspired you, to co-found Davion Care Foundation, and what was early childhood development and such a central focus of your mission? It's something that most people do not dive into. But for you to be your mission, your vision, something you are working in, what has really inspired you?
Thank you so much, Mr. Zion. It's quite inspiring to share my story. And you know what? Davion Care Foundation, though people know us as, a charity organization, but we are not just a charity organization. We are a family. We are a movement of many children. And you know what? We always say that even there is no child had a choice to be born. No, I didn't have a choice to be born. You did have a choice to be born too. And when we formed Davion Care Foundation out of passion, it's a life story, a long story, but I'm just going to be a little bit short in it. I grew up in a very unfortunate life, but again, I say it is fortunate. I didn't grow up with my father. I grew up with my mother, but my mother was a tailor person who didn't have a lot. That life whereby when you're a child, you expect a lot. You expect to be given everything. You expect life to be so good. But this is not the life that I went through. A lot of hardships came along the way. But again, it was a fortunate hardship. Why? Because that time that I had to struggle with my mom, looking forward to it, make sure that life moves on. It inspired me to do what? To make sure that in life, we understand there's a lot of struggles. But the moment you are committed, the moment you are able to focus, you are able to become a successful person in the future. Little did I know that there is a Samaritan person that who didn't know me, who didn't know my parents were. But because of the hardship that I was going into, this person was able to take me up. Took me to school. In Uganda, we call it O level and also A level. Then after A level, this good person told me, now it's time. I've made my part. Now it's time for you to start looking for what to do. And you know what? It was another horrible environment. This person was giving me everything that I need. But the mere fact that he had done what he would do for a person whom he doesn't know, and he has put me somewhere. So I grew up in a way that I would struggle to get everything that I wanted. And it taught me a lot. It's out of that I had to struggle a lot, and I wouldn't wish any other child to go through the same situation. Whenever I see a child on the street, I become so emotional. And that's why I say that from today onwards, after God putting me somewhere, after all the hardship that I had in the past, and I was able to become what I am today, because I was struggling to make sure that in one day, I would be able to make an impact in the world, but starting with my community. And you know what? I've seen a lot of children in our community who lost their dear ones, not because it was the choice, but because of the circumstances that come along the way. So this is one way of giving back to what that Samaritan person did to me. And that's where Davion Care Foundation was formed, out of passion. And Zion, I want to assure you, it does not need you to be a politician. It does not need you to have a lot of money. It does not need you to be a celebrity to cause an impact in someone's life. It's just do what you can, however much you have the little, and I tell you what, blessings will be along your way.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas. That was very, very profound. And I love it. I've come to understand that those who truly makes an impact are not necessarily those that have the resources or have the money, are those that have the heart. And your story is a testament that statement is true. Looking at where your background, how you were raised, your experiences, for most persons, they might have given up and say, whoa, I'm going through the worst time in my life. Life is difficult, life is challenging. But no, you use that as a catalyst to make an impact. You use that as a catalyst to start the Davion Care Foundation. And that's a story that inspires, that impacts, that transforms life. And this is the kind of story that people want to hear all over the world. Seeing that you have gone through the toughest of time, the challenges time, but then you did not allow that to stop you. But it became a catalyst for you to do something good. So thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas. That's very, very amazing. Your story is so heart-touching, and I believe that this story is going to inspire other people out there in the world. One thing I know about Davion Care Foundation is beyond the talking. It's beyond talking. It's beyond the storyline. You are actually making real impact in the life of children, in the life of people. So I want you to share with us a personal story of a child whose life was transformed through the support and the care provided at your orphanage.
Thank you so much. We have a long story to tell because we have children that have benefited from Davion Care Foundation, and it's out of what we call as no child deserves a horrible moment. For us, Davion Care Foundation will say, it's not just an opportunity for a child, but it is justice, because every child on this planet deserves right for better future. And when we started Davion Care Foundation, we picked up this young boy who was living with the grandparent. And we found this child in a grass thatched house. You know, the grandparent wouldn't afford to do everything that the child wanted. To the extent that, you know, when in Africa, when you have a grandparent, you know, it will always comfort you. You know, there is no food, but we can live. So the situation wasn't so good, and it touched me so much. And I tell you, Zion, this is the first child I started to at least give support, because I realized that even though I didn't have much, but every day we used to go there, me and Ben, check on the grandma and check on the child, saying, you know what? This is a bread for you today. And I tell you what, tomorrow is another day, and tomorrow is better than today. This is a child that wasn't going to school because the grandparent didn't have those resources to take the child to school. And we picked up that child and we took that child to the nearby school, where we started, you know, making sure that the child is able to interact with other children, giving that child hope that you have a family. Forget all the past, and this is the new family that you have. This child was in nursery. Uganda, we have nursery, then we have, you know, middle, then the primary level. So right now, as I talk, this child is in primary 5, but all the way from the lower level. This gives us a lot of, you know, passion. This gives a lot of confidence that this child at a certain time will be able to say that if it wasn't Davion Care Foundation, I would have not been the person that I am today. And this child is very happy, relate with all other children, and we do take care. It's one of the that instrumented Davion Care Foundation now to create what we call a family of children. As I talk now, we have 62 children that are under Davion Care Foundation. And that's a glory be to God, because these are the lives that we are trying to show, that however much there's a lot of things that happen in the future, but your tomorrow is better than today, and you deserve a very bright future.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas. I know that's just one story of many. And you know, like I said before, the impact is there for people to see beyond just talking, beyond the words. We are truly making a real impact. And imagine the life of that young boy, how it will be when he grows up, knowing for the fact that somebody took the risk, somebody invested in them in a very young age. And these are things that we do in life that shapes the future generation. These are the things we do in life that shape the life of the leaders we want to see tomorrow. I want to say a big thank you to Davion Care Foundation and to you, Mr. Nicholas, and your partner, Ben, you know, for finding the passion and the courage to be able to look and say, you know what, let's do this. And today, what began as just one person, we are now over 60 plus children with you that is receiving and benefiting from the vision you had, you know, the impact you are making. I want to say kudos to you, and we appreciate you so much. You know, one thing we believe is, and I know you believe this too, that every action that we do today have the power to shape the life of these young ones. You know, everything you do, from their health care, from their nutrition, from their education, it's very critical in their future. So why do you believe in investing in them? Why do you believe so much in investing in this?
Hey, Mr. Zion.
Yes.
Oh, I'd lost you.
Okay. Did you get a question?
Yes, I got the question, but a
All
little
right.
bit became stuck. So I
Okay.
got the question right. So
Okay.
thank you so much, Mr. Zion. I love being in children so much. And most especially when it comes to Easter season, Christmas season, I normally spend a lot of my time having a conversation with the children. Because that's the time that children open up. And children are not like us adults. These children have what we call dreams. I remember my last moment when I had a chat with the children, then I said, okay, now you tell me what you want to be in the future. Guess what, Zion, it was so amazing. I had children say, me, I want to be a doctor. I want to be an engineer. I want to be a teacher. Now, this is a dream that these children have. And it's our responsibility to make sure that we keep this dream live in the children. The moment they are not given a better life, the moment they are not being taken care of, it means the dream is going to die. And these are the future leaders of tomorrow. I was telling some of my colleagues that, however much we are in the modern society, however much we have technology, but the moment if we do not have good leaders, then it means that technology may not work. And Davion Care Foundation, that's why we believe in these younger children, because we are preparing the next generation. How will the next generation look like? But if we have these responsible young ones who have gone through a good life, Zion, the moment a child grows up in a very horrible environment, this child will have hatred. This child will not be able to live like any other child because of the situation that happened when this child was young. And that's why Davion Care Foundation, we are mitigating that to happen. We want this person to grow. We want this child to grow when he knows that he is going to be the president of tomorrow. And what the president of tomorrow needs to do is to get, caring about his people, doing good to the people, and, giving love to one another. I guess I tell you what, when we are sharing with these children, we get a loaf of bread. When we get a loaf of bread, however much we have, a full bread, but the moment we give this child a loaf of bread, we say, do you know what? Share with one another. It's a sign of sharing. This child is growing when he knows that however much he has little, he needs to share with others so that we avoid leaders who are selfish. And that's why, Davion, we say, investing in these children, we are making a better generation that will make impact in the life of 1,000 to come. Thank you so much, Mr. Zion.
All right. Thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas. We all have a role to play in shaping the life of the children, in shaping the life of the younger ones who are coming. For every adult, we all have a role to play. So it's time for us to be participants and not spectators and be part of the vision that is moving and training young persons for a greater future. So thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas, for that great, response to that question. And if you are just joining us, don't forget this is Untold Stories of Hope podcast, brought to you by Destiny Connect Foundation, and I'm your host, Zion Inogere. You can follow us on YouTube or visit our website, destinyconnectfoundation.org, or search for us on LinkedIn so you can see other episodes, what other amazing persons who have spoken before, as they share their story to make an impact and make a difference in the world. And today we have our special guest, Mr. Nicholas, all the way from Uganda, the co-founder of Davion Care Foundation, and he's here to share his unique story, just to inspire us and to empower us to do more and make much more impact. Mr. Nicholas beats, one thing I know is for every society, there are challenges. For every dream, for every vision, there are challenges. So I wanted to share with us some of the biggest challenges that the children in Uganda are facing when it comes to access to food, education, and a safe place to live. I know that must be challenging, but I just wanted to share with us what are some of the challenges, the biggest challenges that are facing when it comes to this, to the food, to education, or to a safe space to live.
Thank you so much, Mr. Zion. There are a lot of challenges that children are encountering out there. And most especially, I'll just define in our community. It's so crazy to say that, right now, parents have neglected children to the extent that we have children that are being abandoned on the streets. You'll find a child on a street trying to beg on what to eat from morning to evening. I had a chance to interact with some of the children on the street, trying to understand, do you have a parent? But a child will tell you, I don't know where my parents are. And we ask, where do you sleep? The child will say, I sleep nowhere, alongside the roads. Then I really feel pity over such a child. And you know what? Some of these children, as I said that it wasn't their choice to be born. I don't know what is happening to the world nowadays, whereby you a mother, you give birth to a child, then you abandon the child like that. And these are all situations that we are suffering in our community. At Davion Care Foundation, we always challenged because we cannot keep a child whom we do not know his parents. Because the moment you adopt a child and all of a sudden the securities find out that you have that child, but we have the spirit of helping. We go back, we get this child to take them to the police, trying to get their identities, whether we can help them. But sometimes we are so challenged in a way that police may not allow us have this child because, there are a lot of information that we need to get, but we have not been able to get. And therefore we leave this child in the hands of the security. Secondly, we have children that, because of the situation at home, they have abandoned their homes. They are not getting the basic needs. The children are not, the parents are not minding about what they need to give them. And all of it, a child may decide to hate himself and runs away from the homes. And these are the children that we do find on the street. Not because they don't have parents, but because parents, they are not playing their part to take care of the children. And that's something that is eating our community so much. And that's something that is eating our country as well, because parents have abandoned their responsibilities. Talk along, children are being forced to do work they are not supposed to do. You'll find a child on the street, as in with a basket of yams, trying to look for the money. But when you try to, enter into this child's life, you really see this is a child supposed to be at school. But the child is saying, I don't have any fund to go to school. The only way I can get funds to go to school is when I sell these yams on the street. Now, a child of 4 years having a basket of yams, it's really unfortunate. And Davion Care, we are saying, with the Care Foundation, we come in and say, it's always good, however much, yes, we are taking care of the children. But we all say that parents should be responsible, should take up their responsibility to make sure that they nurture the children. We at Davion Care Foundation right now, Zion, we do not have very big sponsors. We have 12 members that do contribute resources on a monthly basis to make sure that we make our goal, we make our initiative, we make these children's future shine, thrive. But it's out of that contribution and community support that at certain times we do what we do. Though we do not what we expect to do, because we do believe that this child would have a very good life from the word go. They should have very good breakfast, as other children are having good breakfast at their place. They should have good lunch. They should have a better school. But we are somehow challenged because we don't have right now, as in resources that would do all that. But if you remember what I said, it does not mean that you can't help. we do what we can to make sure that these children are able to get education, these children are able to get food, and by the help of the community, sometimes we go out and roll out a program, help the child survive today. And the community has always responded to our call. Help one child survive today and then get the blessings all of the way for the rest of your life. And this is something that we are trying to put in the community, that the moment you see a child on the street, let it be our responsibility as the community to take care of that child. Because the moment we do not take care of that child, in the future, this child is going to become a problem. Right now, with Davion Care Foundation, we have a picture of having the home for the children. Though we are limited, some of these children, we just request some of the caretakers, to take care of them in their homes. Though the space that we have currently is very small. Those are the challenges that we are trying to face, but we still also find a way how best can we make these children at least sleep well, have good caretakers who are volunteers. We do not pay them a lot, but we just request them to at least, help us have this child here, but we shall be able to support this caretaker of this child. And that's how we have managed to have the 62. Zion, we yearn for to have 1,000 of children, because that is our goal, to make sure that children are comfortable when they are Davion Care Foundation. But because of the limited space, we say, okay, some of the children, we shall help you where you are. But our major goal is to make sure that these children's life are better off than any other child out there. Thank you so much, Zion.
Yes, thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas. You already answered my next questions already, talking about the challenges and the solutions that you are providing to help them, to attend to this challenge. That's very profound. And the vision to be able to reach out to 1,000 children, it's a huge one. And I believe that we can make an impact. Imagine giving 1,000 children access to good food, to education, to a good environment. It just goes a long way to make their life better and make things work for them. When we talk about these things, I just want to share with us, for children who are neglected, for children who does not have access to these things, it has a way of affecting their self-confidence. It has a way of affecting their morale. It has a way of affecting their mindset, because they don't have access to these things. They don't have access to this. So I want to share with us a story where a child's sense of self-worth and confidence blossom through the opportunity you provided. I'm sure that for as many children who you met, there are people who did not have hope, who did not have joy, were not happy with their life. But because they met you, something changed in them. They found hope, they found life. Can you share with us a story of a child, your experience like that had challenges with their self-worth because of their background or the situation they are going through, or because they had to meet with Davion Care Foundation, their life turnaround? A story will really be helpful. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Zion. When we opened up Davion Care Foundation for the community to know, because we had to get the approval from the community for us to start operating where we are operating now. We had a child who had that, every Saturday, there are children that gather around, Wajiri, and, they enjoy life. So we have this child whom we did not call, I think because of maybe other children, that maybe this person had an interaction, and this child came to us. When we try to listen to this child, said, at home, I am being punished. When I don't do this, I am beaten. I do not have any clothes. These clothes that you see that I'm putting on, these clothes, I've put them for a long period of time. We try to ask, but are you with your parents? And this way, stepmother. So his mother died a long time ago, and the dad got another wife. So when trying to understand all that, they said, okay, that is fine. Please let us be here. This is a new home for you. we had to go to the parents, the stepmom, and we introduced ourselves. We are Davion Care Foundation, a community based here, and we are requesting that we should take care of this orphan. And you know what? This child at home was like sitting on thorns. When he was at Davion Care Foundation, he was, oh, everything is done. And right now, he is one of the kids that even train others. He's one of the kids that has found a home of no torture, a home of belongingness, a home of hope. And Davion Care Foundation will say, this is the nature of life that we need every child to have.
Wow, amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas. That's a very unique story. And this is what we talk about. When you make an impact, it is evident. When you're on a journey to make a difference, people will feel it, people will see it, people will encounter it. And that's how we change the world and make the world a better place from one person to another. And look at you inspiring that young boy, and he too can inspire other people. Why? Because you have sown a seed in his heart to tell him that, as we have done for you, pass it on, to impact other people and make their life become so better. Thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas, for that wonderful story. And I believe that will inspire more people around the world. For these children who have experienced these setbacks, these challenges, they are going through a healing process. Yes. For some, they are from a broken home, they have been abused, they have been treated badly, the things have happened to them that have messed up with their mindset or with their mental health. So I want you to share with us, what role does hope play in the healing and growth of the children you care for?
Thank you so much, Davion, Zion, for that question. It's a very, very amazing question. And I'm going to answer it out of even my experience. Then I connect it to the Davion Care Foundation. I grew up in a way that, I was always hopeful. I grew up, a person who getting even to eat meat was a problem, whereby the only source that you have are beans. As when you are young, you want to eat good things, you want to eat bread, but it wasn't there. But one day, I grew up saying, one day I will eat, I think, a very big loaf of bread. I think I will have a can of milk in my face. And this is something that made me to work so hard to make sure that at every stage, I am always moving. Some of these situations that we go through as children, when we are still young, when we didn't have that opportunity to have to learn to grow with our parents, the hustling that we normally hustle, it teaches us something good in that you need to struggle. You need to have, depend on yourself, not on what people say, but what do you want to be in the future. Davion Care Foundation has made these people, these children, the dream that they have, now they see their tomorrow. Because remember, this is a child that, even in Gudukam, when she doesn't know that she's going to eat supper, because she sees nothing. They see nothing at home. Not even maybe somebody that would come and say, hey, this is supper. But at Davion Care Foundation, the mere fact that, every day they get what to eat, every day that are sure of, we shall play, we shall have, storytelling, tell me those days how things were. And this all makes these children be hopeful. Every day we tell them that, today is another day, but tomorrow is a better day. And do you know what happens? Say, yes, true. Because today we're able to eat posho, and tomorrow we may eat rice, and we make it happen. Showing them that don't mind about what is happening in your life, but always dream big and big. And the moment we make these dreams of these children, as in grow life, then we shall see, we are seeing the fruits that we are trying to grow. And we believe that these children, if God allows everything to happen the way they are, we shall have these children almost becoming some of the sponsors of Davion Care Foundation. Because what we are showing them right now is saying that, every time you share, every time you believe in yourself, every time you think about tomorrow, then you are going to be a very, very, very important person in somebody's life. And that's why we say that it's not just a charity organization. It's not just an NGO, but it's a movement. It's a family. And it's a way forward to impact very many lives of people. And it's a greater opportunity for children to thrive.
Wow, what a story of hope. What a story of hope that fits. And, sharing hope like that just help them to believe that tomorrow is greater, like you said. Tomorrow is greater, tomorrow will be better. Just give them that strength to remain committed, to remain consistent in what you do. Thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas and the team, for the amazing work that you do. One thing I know is this is a long-term vision. This is a vision that you tend to carry on for years and for generations to come. So my question is, what are those long-term visions for Davion Care Foundation for the children you serve? I want you to share with the world so that people can know and hear and get to understand the long-term vision that you have for Davion Care Foundation and the children that you serve.
Thank you so much, Zion. Davion Care Foundation, we dream big the way our children dream, because we see ourselves becoming self-sustainable. Right now, we spend a lot of money when these children fall sick. It's one of our future goals to make sure that we have our own hospital, our own medical clinic. We have a limited space now for the children, and we are a little bit uncomfortable of that. Our future is to have what we call a home for the children. And whoever will be there will really see that is in a home. We also value, these children need to make sure that they know, different activities. Davion Care Foundation, we have a dream of having a farm whereby we take these children to experience what happens in a farm. And we also know that we are spending a lot of money in buying food. But when we have our farm, we are growing our own food. These children are also participating in growing the food. We go there, play in the garden. These children will grow with a mindset that I shouldn't only buy food every day, but I should also have a farm whereby I can, produce my own food. We're also trying to build a center of creativity whereby these children are able to play, call it where children can always, play around with other children, those games of the children. Children love so much to interact with such games. It almost, we are looking at being a children's center in our community in the Bojiri district, because that is something that we do not have in our community. And we do believe that by the time we put such a center and these other children have come to interact with one another, then we are building a very, very strong generation that will make impact in the lives of so many people in the world. And lastly, we are also looking at how best can we have our own water source, so that, moving longer distance, these children will go and fetch water. Sometimes there is no electricity. So we are looking at how best can we mitigate risk for such children. We should have everything in our own home. Water there, food there, play, read, pray to God.
Wow, thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas. That's a very huge project, talking about having your own hospitals, having your farm, having a recreational center where children can learn different sports. Who knows? The next Usain Bolt can just come from there. The next best swimmer in the world, the next best tennis player or football player can just come in just because they have a place where they can actually hone their skills, and also having access to good water supply. That's a very big project, and I believe that this project have been put in place. They have a huge impact in affecting the life of these children to have a more conducive environment where they can grow and develop. And Mr. Nicholas, we're going to end with this question because it's very powerful what you're doing. It's very great. It's an amazing work. And I know that a lot of resources is going into this. So how can people from all over the world, people who are going to hear your story from this podcast or who want to reach out to you and they want to partner with you, they want to sow a seed of hope just to empower the future of these children in Uganda, how can we partner with you?
Thank you so much, Davion Care Foundation, Zion, and thank you so much, Destiny Connect Foundation, for this opportunity once again. Davion Care Foundation, we are an organization, as said, it's a movement. And when it's a movement, you don't move alone. And with Davion Care Foundation, we believe that, the moment we come together as community, we come together as different organizations, we come together, we can make we can make impact in thousands of lives. And therefore, Davion Care Foundation, we are open to that person who needs to make an impact, being a rainbow in somebody's life. It's always good out there, Zion, somebody to say that if it wasn't Zion, I wouldn't be the way I am today. If it wasn't Destiny Connect Foundation, then Davion Care Foundation would have not reached very far as we are going to reach now. It's something that we yearn for. It's the opportunity that we have been yearning for. And you know what? I think from today, we shall get it. The mere fact that we have Destiny Connect Foundation, which is putting our voices out there to make sure that these children have a reason to live. Each human being has a purpose. I'm a person I'm a strong believer. And we said that we live because of the purpose. These children live because of the purpose. So let us make that purpose live. Come together, join Davion Care Foundation, and let us have those dreams come true. Let us have the purpose that God created for these children come to pass. And there we say, please join us. We have a LinkedIn page. We have a YouTube. We have a website. Just davioncarefoundation.org. Then you'll be able to contact us. You'll be able to reach us. And we make impact in this world. We make sure that these children, they shouldn't deserve to suffer, but they should have a better future and a generation of tomorrow.
Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much, Mr. Nicholas. Like you read it all. For anyone you want to be part of those making an impact, you want to partner with Davion Care Foundation, who are making a great impact in Uganda, helping young persons to shape their life, to nurture them, to build them, to orient them on what life truly means. You want to be part of this movement. You want to be part of this train of great people who are making a huge impact in the life of the future generation. Do it to reach out to them. They have a LinkedIn page. They have a YouTube page. They also have their website where you can be able to reach out to them, to partner. So a seed of hope. Nothing is too small when it comes to making an impact. Nothing is too small not to make an impact. So do well, reach out to them so that we all can make an impact together. When it comes to impact, it's a collective responsibility. You have a role to play, I have a role to play, and together we can do so much more to see a greater impact being made in the world. With that being said, we've come to the end of another episode of the Untold Stories of Hope podcast, a place where we are empowering mind, amplifying voices, and transforming life with unique stories from all over the world. You can watch us, all the episodes, even these on YouTube, or you can reach out to us on LinkedIn or visit our website, destinyconnectfoundation.org. So you can know more about us. You want to partner with us, you want to collaborate with us to see that more stories are being shared out there in the world. I remain your host, Zion Enogeru. With that, I say have a great day, have a great evening, or have a great morning, depending on where you are joining us from all over the world, until we see you again on the next episode. All right, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining us on today's episode of Untold Stories of Hope podcast. We hope you enjoyed and you were inspired by today's conversation. Remember, you can get more access to resources plus join a thriving global community of change makers by visiting our website at destinyconnectfoundation.org. Please subscribe to our channel and spread the word. Don't forget to turn the notification on. Until next time, keep inspiring your world.